I don't know.
You don't know? You did the research this week. Hopefully you do know.
Okay, so this episode is about a woman named Sharon Kinne.
Sharon.
Who is wanted for multiple murders in the 1960s and has the longest arrest warrant in Kansas City, Missouri history and one of the longest warrants in American history.
Cool.
Yeah, she's a crafty little thing.
Sounds it.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Let's talk about Sharon.
Sharon. Okay. Sharon Elizabeth Hall was born in Independence, Missouri on November 30th, 1939. From an early age, Sharon wanted to escape the small-town life of independence and live a life of luxury.
Ooh. Luxury. I mean, she's 10 minutes from downtown Kansas City.
It's not luxurious enough.
It's not luxurious.
It's the Midwest, Karen.
I'm sorry.
Maybe Chicago.
Well, still, it's like, what, 8 hours? Go. There you
Just
go.
go.
Just go.
Just go.
Get on a train.
Okay, luxury. Anyways, always trying to find a way out, at 16 she finally thought she got her opportunity when she met James Kinne, a 22-year-old college student at a Mormon church function in the summer of 1956. They were married in October of that year after Sharon wrote to James while he was at school in Utah, claiming she was pregnant with his child. Ooh, it happens. After they were married, Sharon told James that she had a miscarriage.
Aww.
That she had a miscarriage.
A miscarriage, or did she have a miscarriage?
We don't know.
We don't know.
It's more, I think, this.
She said that she had a miscarriage. That's not something you should say, ladies, to get a man at all. It's not good.
It happens. The following year, though, in late 1957, the couple had a daughter, Dana, and a few years later, another child, a son named Troy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had some babies.
So they did.
That's nice.
So she was kind of young to get married.
Yeah,
she was at 16. They lied about her age. She said it was 18.
Well, yeah, 18 to get married in Missouri. Men, it was 21 until the 80s. So girls could be 18, boys could be 21.
Why did they change that in the 80s?
I don't know. Some people were like,
angry.
I want to marry my girl, and I don't want my parents to sign. I don't know. They changed. It was like early 80s, like 81, I think, is when they changed it. Only reason I know is because my parents were, my grandparents had to sign for my father, but my mother's parents didn't have to sign for her, and they were like 6 months apart. So.
Yeah, so she lied on the marriage certificate, and what I've read, apparently that she possibly could have been married previously. It said she was a widower, and her husband died like a month after they got married. So I think she was...
So she was 15.
Maybe. I don't know. That's what I read, but she again lied, saying like 18. Like, oh, my man died like a month after I turned, and we got married. I don't know. I read that. I don't know if it's true. Science. Anyway, Sharon soon discovered, however, that James wasn't able to provide that luxurious lifestyle that she hoped he would. Throughout their 4-year marriage, Sharon was constantly shopping and spending James's money. By the time Troy was born, Sharon was carrying out a regular affair with her friend from high school, John Baldiz, in early 1960. James was contemplating divorcing Sharon due to her spending habits and his suspicion of her infidelity. After talking to his parents, though, he decided to try to work things out with their marriage. Sharon, also looking for a way out of the marriage, was frustrated with her husband's decision to try and fix things, and decided to take matters into her own hands.
She's like, you know what?
I can't deal with this.
I don't want to fix this.
I'm getting things done. I can't wait for you to have common sense.
I'm sorry. You want this to be fixed?
I'm effing all these dicks and spending all your money, and you don't want to divorce me? Ah!
Do Mormons get divorced?
Well, that's
Was
why
she
he talked
Mormon?
it. I think so.
Because they met at a Mormon church function.
I think so, yes. So I think she was Mormon, but she wasn't as devout, obviously.
Right. Because she'd be like, boy, I want a divorce.
The parents.
She get a divorce, she'll get nothing, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Okay.
On March 19th, 1960, the Independence, Missouri police received a call that there had been a shooting at the Kinne residence. Upon arriving at the scene, the police found James Kinne lying in his bed, shot in the back of the head. He died on his way to the hospital. A distraught Sharon Kinne claimed that James was in the bedroom cleaning his gun and then laid down to take a nap. Sharon was in the other room where she heard a gunshot. She ran to the master bedroom to discover the couple's 2-year-old daughter, Dana, holding her husband's handgun and her husband lying in bed with a gunshot wound to his head. Police were suspicious of Sharon's account of events. They proceeded with their investigation, though, by having Dana test her knowledge of using the .22 caliber pistol, which family and neighbors attested that James allowed Dana to play with his guns. Yeah, okay. However, police were unable to recover any fingerprints from the weapon, and they did not perform a test for gunshot residue on either Dana or Sharon. After the police investigation, they ruled James' death as an accidental homicide. Police kept James's gun and evidence and was not returned to Sharon, despite her best efforts to retrieve it back. She eventually asked a male friend to see her buy a new .22 caliber pistol and had it registered under his name.
Not under her name, which isn't suspicious at all.
No, he originally did have it under her name, but she asked him to change it.
She's like, I don't want it under my name. Why would you do such a
No,
thing?
why would I want it on a gun?
Why?
Under my name.
Right. I want you to have it,
Yes,
but
yes,
I want
yes,
to have
yes,
it in my possession.
Yes. I'm just...
Girl, that's suspicious.
One reason, like, why would you have a 2-year-old play with guns? Like, that's just, no. And she apparently knew how to turn on and off the safety and pull the trigger. That's what the police discovered. And I'm just like...
She's 2.
I know.
And a 2-year-old has been like, hey, look what I can do some gun tricks, and like, what the hell? Like,
roll out a finger.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. You shot me down. She did, apparently.
If she was that good, then why'd she shoot her daddy in the head?
Well, she was just playing. Like, I think she was trying to get his attention, but he was napping, and then she accidentally shot him.
She accidentally
She has
shot
good
him.
aim.
Such good
For a
aim for a
2-year-old.
2-year-old.
Sharon collected the money from her husband's life insurance policy, which was $29,000, over $200,000 in today's money.
Dang, girl.
I know. I think they said around $250,000.
I will take that. Thank you.
On April 18th, Sharon went to purchase a Ford Thunderbird with the money she received from the insurance company. She met salesman Walter Jones while she was there and began a relationship with him. However, the relationship ended about a month later.
Aw, so
I
sad.
know. I hate when relationships end after a month.
Yeah.
Of course I wouldn't.
How far ago was she widowed before she started having a relationship?
Like a month. Yeah. She wasn't just... It wasn't just one man she was canoodling with. She had multiple.
Right.
Multiple canoodlers. Yeah. She liked men. She canoodled. She had a lot of infidelity. This is a lovely one, too. About a month after, because he died March 19th. She got her Thunderbird March 18th.
She was so devastated by
She really wanted a Thunderbird, though.
her loss that she needed a new car. Girl, I get you.
Well, she apparently been wanting one for a while. She's like, I need a Thunderbird.
I need it now.
My mommy had a Thunderbird.
Thunderbirds are nice.
They are. I think she had a Thunderbird. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was her. My daddy did it. Okay, anyway. On May 27, 1960, a body of a woman was found near a local lover's lane. The victim was shot 4 times with a .22 caliber, and her clothes were disheveled, appearing to police that she possibly had been raped. The woman was quickly identified as Patricia Jones, the wife of Walter Jones, who contacted police that morning claiming that his wife never came home last night and broke off the affair he was having with Sharon Kinne 2 days before. Is that a coinky-dink or what?
Are there coincidences?
Yeah.
Are there?
I will continue.
Okay.
On May 25th, Sharon informed Walter that she was pregnant with his child and demanded that he leave his wife. Even though he had a wandering eye and their marriage was on the rocks, Walter told Sharon that he did not want to leave his wife and family. Walter's refusal did not deter Sharon, though. The next day, she contacted Walter's wife, Patricia, claiming she was the sister of the woman her husband was having an affair with. That night, she picked up Patricia to discuss the situation further, and according to Kinne, dropped Patricia off close to her house after they drove around and talked. The following morning, noticing his wife hadn't come home, Walter contacted police to file a missing police report, as well as people that he thought would have seen his wife. Patricia's friend from work that carpooled with her informed him that Patricia met up with an unnamed woman after work and gave a description of the woman that resembled the appearance of Sharon Kinne. Walter then contacted Sharon and met with her to confront her if he knew where his wife was. She told Walter that she met his wife to tell him about their affair, and that she dropped her off that night and saw her talking to an unknown man in a green 1957 Ford by the Joneses' house.
Very specific, knowing the car.
After meeting with Walter, Sharon decided to call John Baldiz and ask him to help her look for Patricia Jones. Eventually getting up their search, they drove to the local Lover's Lane where they had many dates previously and found Patricia's body just before midnight. John planned to inform the police, but Sharon told him not to tell them that she was there with him as he found the body. Yeah.
Let's backpedal. So, backpedal. Okay. So, she told her lover, who's, she's been having an affair with since high school, basically, right?
Probably, yeah. On and off.
On and off since high school. That she's like, oh, hey, my ex-lover's wife is missing. Let's go search for her, okay? You're fine with that, right? Oh, darn it, we can't find the body. Or her, we can't find her at all. Where could she be? You know what? Let's go make out at Lover's Lane. You're cool with that, right? Like, let's go do it like we did in high school.
Well, apparently, he suggested to go to Lover's Lane.
Sure, he suggested.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Girl, I bet she knew her evening was going to end up there. If it's a Lover's Lane in Independence.
Who thinks that far ahead?
She did. And then she's like, oh my God, John Boy. What? I don't know his nickname. Oh, John Boy. What's that over there?
It just said Johnny.
John Boy. I like that better.
But there's a song, Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy. My mother would know. Mom, what's
the
watch
name of the
this
song? Okay, but, what's that thing over there? Oh my God, it's a body! You have to take me home. Don't call the police. I was the last one with her. Don't tell them.
No, otherwise you won't get this. Anyways, Walter Jones, John Baldiz, and Sharon Kinne were all possible suspects in the murder of Patricia Jones. All three were interviewed by police, but Sharon refused to take a lie detector test or sign a written statement, while the two men agreed to the polygraph test and passed. Reviewing the scene of the crime, a .22 caliber bullet was found in the dirt of where Patricia's body was found. However, the actual murder weapon at the time was never found. Recalling the same type of gun used that killed James Kinne a few months earlier, and John admitting that Sharon was also with him when he found the body, police decided to arrest Sharon Kinne on May 31st and charged her with the murders of Patricia Jones and her husband James Kinne.
Okay, so she got.
They got her.
She got.
The police got her.
But it sounded like they should have.
Well, let's stick.
Let's find out.
Da-da-da. Sharon was tried separately for both murders. She was tried for the murder of Patricia Jones in 1961 after she gave birth to Walter Jones' alleged daughter. Sharon soon became an overnight sensation, loving the fame and attention. The jury acquitted her for Patricia Jones' murder because the bullets from the gun that they discovered from Sharon's friend that bought the gun for her did not match the bullets found at the scene. Sharon was so beloved that the courtroom erupted in applause when she was found not guilty, and a jury member even came up to her after the verdict to ask for her autograph.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining the courtroom being like, ah! She got acquitted! Hell yeah! Can I have your autograph? Like, oh my God.
Oh, honey, there's a picture.
Oh my God, yes.
I said that the gun bullet in the ground didn't match her .22 caliber.
I wonder why. Just get another .22 casing from another gun.
I'm pretty sure that's what she did.
Throw it under the body. That's how you...
Or they didn't do their job right.
They didn't do their job right. Because that's what you do to get away with crime, isn't it?
Plant false evidence.
Exactly.
I feel like she would do that. I feel like she did do that.
I feel like that's what she did.
She's sneaky like that.
I would do it. If I ever committed a crime, which I never will because I cried over stealing milk by accident, okay? And I went right back into the store, so I can't steal things.
Well, this is murder.
That's
Karen.
true.
This is different.
I haven't tried murder yet.
One day. In January 1962, she was convicted to life in prison for the murder of her husband. Her ex-lover, John Valdez, testified that Sharon had once offered him $1,000 to kill her husband, but mentioned that it could have been a joke.
It could have been a joke.
That's a reassuring
Maybe.
statement.
Yeah.
Sharon's lawyers tried various times to overturn the conviction due to various legal technicalities, and finally was able to overturn it in March 1963, and she was released from prison to await a second trial.
Okay.
The second trial began on March 23, 1964. However, it was declared a mistrial because it emerged that one of the jurors had been represented by a law partner of the prosecutor. The third trial began June 29, 1964, and again was declared a mistrial, deadlocked 7-5 in favor of an acquittal, even though John Valdez and Sharon Kinne's prison lover, Margaret Hopkins, testified against her, confessing to them that she either wanted her husband dead or killed her husband and Patricia Jones. I'd be tired of these trials. I'm like, just blah, blah. That's what they do. Blah, blah.
Well, first off, did she really confess to her jail time lover, Hopkins? I mean, they probably said, hey, did she ever say anything to you? We'll give you a reduced sentence.
Probably, maybe.
And this, not that there's anything wrong with it, because, girl, you do you. It sounds like Kinne likes to have lots of sex and get things for sex. She use her body.
Yeah.
I mean, you go, girl. You use what you got.
She wants a good time and she has fun with the sex. I mean
sex is fun. Do it.
Yeah. She wants the sex with whomever and wherever. Okie dory. The fourth trial was scheduled for October 26, 1964. While she was out on bond, Sharon met Francis Samuel Pugliese, and the two became lovers.
Ooh.
Another one. In September, the couple decided to go to Mexico to get married.
Aww. Wait.
Marriage.
If she's waiting for her next trial.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to go.
Okay.
But yeah, so how it was, the prosecutor or whomever, the state is like, you can leave the state, but then the bondsmen, they're like, you can't leave the country.
I feel like that's too far.
Yes.
You're only allowed to go a little bit away, maybe Kansas.
Yeah.
And then come back.
I don't know. Yeah, she couldn't go to Mexico.
Yeah, that sounds like it's a bit too far for Miss Kinne right
I'm
there.
like, how did she get all the way to Mexico? You would think she'd have a police detail, like, always watching her.
Obviously, the in-home arrest, whatever they're doing, is not working in the 60s because they're like, you're home, right? Yeah, you're home?
I guess.
I trust you.
And
Girl, you do
And
you.
apparently during this time, she was hanging out with the mafia.
Well, I mean, she's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, she hung out with Kansas City peoples. I guess this still wasn't big enough for her, though. Or, well, she was getting attention now.
Okay, so they got married.
I don't know if they got married.
They were to get married.
They
were
went to
wed. She was going to marry him.
Yeah.
Girl, she just wanted to get out of the country.
And she needed an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
On September 18th, 1964, Sharon went to a bar by herself and met Francisco Pardias Ordonez.
Ooh.
A 45-year-old Mexican man visiting Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Okay, because I'm like, he's Mexican and visiting Mexico? Mexican-American.
Yeah, Mexican. Did I say Mexican man?
You said Mexican man.
I missed American. He's Mexican-American.
Oh, when you said Chicago, okay. He's an American with Mexican descent.
Reading's hard.
And he wanted to visit his motherland.
Yeah.
Cool.
As you do.
Do it.
Were there border controls back then?
There's border controls everywhere, but it was super lax.
Yeah.
So, like, this...
I missed that.
Yeah, it was so lax. They would basically be like, oh, you want to go through the country? Stamp. There you go. Next person, please.
They eventually checked into a hotel together, Francisco and Sharon.
Ooh, they're gonna get it on.
That was the plan. Well, one person planned.
A plan.
Okay. Sharon then shot Francisco twice.
That
Killing
wasn't his
him.
plan.
Now, was it killing him, and then shot an employee, Enrique Ruda. She was fleeing from them, the hotel room.
Okay. She fled away.
From the room. And shot an employee in the arm.
Okay.
And he was like, No, white lady.
And he slammed her in the wall and closed the door.
Just like, no, lock.
Lock her in.
Lock.
Hopefully she was on a top floor that didn't have a balcony so she couldn't jump over.
I don't think she's that crazy.
I would have done it. But, you know.
Sharon was arrested and claimed that Francisco tried to rape her, and that was self-defense, saying she was just trying to scare him off with a gun. But the Mexican police believed that she intended to kill Francisco and rob him. Rude.
Right? Well, I mean, she's down in Mexico illegally.
Yeah.
She needs some money. But should you have robbed Francisco?
No.
Should you have killed Francisco?
No. Poor Francisco.
Poor Francisco.
He was shot in the back. He was shot in the back, by
He was
the way.
shot in the back? Oh,
Yes, he
poor
was shot.
Francisco.
So, that's why the police are like, he didn't try to rape you. No. I don't believe you, white lady.
Crazy white lady.
Yeah. Sharon Kinne was awaiting trial in a Mexican prison. American authorities came to Mexico and discovered the gun that shot and killed Patricia Jones. In the hotel room she was staying in with police.
Oh.
However, they wouldn't be able to retry her for Patricia's murder due to double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
In the summer of 1965, Sharon was sentenced to 13 years in a Mexican prison. She earned the nickname La Pistolera.
La Pistolera. Sounds like Cinderella's gangster cousin.
Which means the female gunfighter.
Love it.
And she had her own store in prison. And many of the inmates were afraid of her.
So, like, she sold t-shirts?
You know,
like,
maybe
I know
like,
what a prison store is. So, like, they sold...
tampons.
Yeah, like, they...
What women things need. I don't know.
Some basic foods. Like jerky.
Maybe, you know, what do they like cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
They try to get cigarettes, some kind of drug. I haven't been to prison, so I don't know what they really wanted.
Samesies.
I would be like, can I have a toothbrush? Nice toothbrush. Ooh, maybe some like slippers or like lotion.
Ooh, Bath and Body Works.
Oh,
Get some
the
candles.
Bath and Body Works.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
On December 7th, 1969, there was a power outage at the women's prison, and Sharon was able to escape over the 8-foot-tall fence by using a fire escape ladder. A massive manhunt began the next morning, but by the end of December, the Mexican authorities couldn't find her and stopped looking for her. They believed that she crossed the Guatemalan border. Theories of how she escaped included making friends with one of the guards that helped her over the fence, or the family in Francisco helped her escape and then killed her after she was freed. However, she was able to escape from prison. She was never seen again, and her whereabouts are currently unknown. If she is still alive today, she would be in her early 80s.
Oh, this girl's still alive. She's kicking.
I hope so.
First off, she's too smart to trust Francisco's family.
It's a good theory, though.
Good theory, but she'd be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure. You can help me over, and then you'll help me into my grave. No thanks.
Yeah, that's very
she
unlikely.
Definitely had sex with one of the guards.
Oh, she probably had sex with all the
guards. They
majority of the inmates.
Planned the outage.
But yes, it happened in the afternoon, and then they had roll call, and they're like, oh, we don't see her. She must be okay. Then go back to where you came from. And that night, she wasn't there again. And they're like, oh, shit, she gone.
And then at like 2 a.m., they're like,
we made a oopsie.
Someone's gone? Like, people are supposed to stay in here, right?
Bye, Felicia. So, yeah. I would think she's gone or gone to Guatemala on a beach.
She's definitely somewhere in South America or somewhere in Europe.
I would love an 8-year-old woman having, like, all these boy toys.
That would be so
on
great.
On a beach and her cocktails.
Right? She's working it. She definitely is.
And
she's
then,
inspirational.
And then I would love her to come back and be like, hey, I'm here, bitches. I'm 99.
Yeah, right? Because at 99, that's when charges are dropped.
Yes.
For most criminals in America, which is super weird law.
There's still, warrants are still out for her. We're still looking for her.
I don't... Yeah, so, I mean, go ahead. But wait, I mean, she's what, 82? 83?
Yeah, 81 going to 82 this year.
She's still alive. She's alive and kicking it.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I think so. She shouldn't have killed all those people.
She shouldn't have.
I feel bad for Patricia.
I do too. I feel bad for everyone she killed. Like, her husband, he didn't need to be killed.
No.
Her first husband, if she was really married, did he accidentally die?
I don't know. Maybe she didn't have it. Maybe she just made it up.
Could have.
But that's what I read on the lines of internets.
Okay.
That, yeah, who knows? But yeah, she was definitely a femme fatale, vixen. Didn't care what people thought. She just I want my best life, and I will kill.
I'll kill and have sex and do whatever I want.
But yeah, I liked her in a sense, but I also didn't like her. I mostly feel bad for Patricia. Mostly she didn't get justice.
No.
The gun! The gun.
Well, good story.
Thank you. I enjoyed this lady.
Yeah, she's very entertaining.
I would like to say watch A Crime to Remember on ID Investigate. That's where we discovered this story. That's the first time I heard of it anyway. But yeah, go watch it. Go watch it. Investigate. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Like and subscribe.
And comment.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.